Попали все-таки, да?
The soldiers of the Special Operations Forces captured a group of Russian invaders who shot and killed Ukrainian troops. The command of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported on this. In addition, some of the invaders who committed this war crime were neutralized. The Ukrainian forces said that the Russian invaders had shot dead 2 members of the Territorial Defense Forces whom they had captured a few days ago in one of the frontline areas. The invaders thought that their crime would go unpunished. However, their actions were captured on video by a Ukrainian drone. Meanwhile, a unit of the Special Operations Forces carefully planned an operation to destroy this enemy group and return the bodies of the Ukrainian defenders. While performing a special task, Ukrainian SOF soldiers entered the position where the invaders were, destroyed part of the firing squad, and forced the rest to surrender. The captured Russians are Marines from the 40th Brigade. This is likely to be the 40th Separate Guards Naval Infantry Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces. During interrogation, the invaders admitted that they had captured 2 servicemen of the Territorial Defense Forces and had reported it to their company commander. The company commander ordered the Russians to execute the Ukrainian soldiers on the radio. The Ukrainian soldiers heard this and ran away, but the Russian soldiers with call signs Yarii, Lebed, Boom, and Belii immediately opened fire on them. The last 3 soldiers were killed by the Ukrainian soldiers during special operations, but Yarii, along with 2 other soldiers of the Russian invasion army, was captured. All the POWs were soldiers who had been serving in the Russian army for only a month and a half. They are already testifying about the war crime. Ukraine's latest air and sea campaigns have unleashed a devastating wave of destruction on Russia, delivering crippling blows to the heart of its economy. While Russian forces continue to suffer staggering losses for minimal territorial gains in the Donbass, Ukraine has shifted its focus towards striking the economic lifelines of the Russian Federation. This strategy has proven to be not only effective, but also profoundly symbolic, exposing deep vulnerabilities in what was once considered a formidable Russian economic and military apparatus. In recent months, Ukrainian forces have intensified their precision strikes on Russia's oil and gas infrastructure, key pillars of its economy. With stunning frequency, Ukrainian drones and missiles have targeted fuel depots, oil refineries, and pipelines, causing massive damage. Reports indicate that nearly every night, a new facility critical to Russia's energy network is engulfed in flames, with little apparent capacity for Moscow to counter or contain these attacks. These strikes are far more than just tactical military operations. They are part of a calculated strategy to weaken Russia's ability to sustain its war machine. The oil and gas industry is not only the backbone of the Russian economy, but also its primary source of revenue for financing the ongoing invasion of Ukraine. By crippling these assets, Ukraine is striking at the economic neurocenters that fuel Putin's war effort, creating ripple effects that stretch far beyond the battlefield. When Russia launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022, Ukraine's initial focus was on defense, repelling waves of attacks and preventing the fall of key cities like Kyiv and Kharkiv. Over time, as the war settled into a grueling and attritional phase, Ukraine adapted its strategy to exploit Russia's overextension and systemic weaknesses. By late 2022 and into 2023, Ukrainian forces began leveraging Western-supplied precision weaponry, such as HIMARS and Storm Shadow missiles, to great effect. These systems enabled Ukraine to conduct long-range, high-impact strikes on critical infrastructure, including supply depots, logistics hubs, and transportation routes. The current campaign, however, represents a significant escalation. Using a combination of unmanned aerial vehicles, naval drones, and covert sabotage operations, Ukraine has extended its reach deep into Russian territory, hitting high-value targets far from the front lines. Notable strikes on facilities in Moscow, Voronezh, and the Dnipro River Delta reflect not only Ukraine's growing technological capabilities, but also its boldness in challenging Russia on its home soil. The effectiveness of Ukraine's campaign has exposed glaring vulnerabilities in Russia's ability to protect its critical infrastructure. Satellite imagery and intelligence reports suggest that Russian firefighting resources are being stretched to the breaking point, with some regions reportedly running out of firefighting materials altogether. This inability to respond effectively has turned what might have been isolated incidents into a full-blown economic crisis. Additionally, Russia's vast geography, combined with aging infrastructure and inadequate security measures, has made it nearly impossible for Moscow to defend against such frequent and dispersed attacks. Even the use of counter-drone systems like Pantsir air defense units has proven insufficient in preventing strikes on oil and gas facilities. These failures have not only created logistical chaos for Russia's war effort, but also sown panic among local populations and industrial workers. The economic fallout is significant. Every facility destroyed represents millions of dollars in lost revenue and months, if not years, of repair work. For an economy already reeling under the weight of sanctions, these losses are unsustainable. Another challenge is managing the broader geopolitical fallout. Strikes deep into Russian territory, while tactically sound, risk alienating some international partners who fear further escalation. Balancing the need for decisive action with the imperative to maintain broad international support will be critical for Ukraine's long-term success. Finally, there is the question of how to translate these tactical and economic victories into strategic outcomes. Destroying Russia's economic infrastructure is a means to an end, not an end in itself. Ukraine must ensure that these efforts are part of a broader strategy to reclaim occupied territories, secure its sovereignty, and lay the groundwork for a lasting peace. Ukraine's air and sea campaign represents a masterclass in asymmetric warfare, turning Russia's perceived strengths into liabilities. By targeting economic nerve centers, Ukraine has not only disrupted Moscow's ability to sustain its war effort, but also sent a powerful message: no part of Russia is beyond reach. As Putin's forces bleed out for minor gains in the Donbass, Ukraine's strategy demonstrates a clear understanding of the war's broader dynamics. This is not merely a conflict over territory. It is a battle of resources, resilience, and strategy. And in this battle, Ukraine has shown an extraordinary capacity to adapt, innovate, and exploit its enemies' weaknesses. For Russia, the campaign is a stark reminder of its vulnerabilities and the costs of its aggression. For Ukraine, it is a testament to the power of strategic thinking and the determination to fight not just for survival, but for victory. The coming months will undoubtedly bring new challenges, but Ukraine's approach thus far offers a blueprint for how a smaller nation can outmaneuver and outlast a much larger adversary.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.